Any regrets?
No, actually, I don't regret anything because that's what we wanted to do.
It's a new wicket. Do you think to play differently from the past 2 days?
Yeah, we are hopefully we'll play differently because now I think we're starting to get into the game and our nerves are a bit down.
And then any changes in your squad?
We've got two changes in the team today. Merciless Gorashe comes in for Declan Schuster, and Idel van Zyl is making her debut in the place of Aras Padigar.
Does the new wicket mean anything in 2020 cricket?
Well, obviously you take the pitch as it comes. I think the batters up front will just take a ball or two to get in and assess, and then they can go from there.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Over the last week or so, there's been plenty of drama surrounding women's cricket in India. So much so that it's somewhat overshadowed all the good that's coming out of it. I'm talking about India's tour of England that's beginning on June 16th, the squad for which was announced recently, a 21-member contingent that will head off to England to play a test match, 3 ODIs, and 3 T20s. The series itself feels like it's going to be a story of comebacks. Test cricket, the non-Ashes kind, returns after 7 years. India tour England for a bilateral series after 7 years. And there are also several players in the Indian contingent who are making comebacks of their own. And speaking of comebacks, today on Beyond the Boundary, we're going to talk about someone who knows a thing or two about making comebacks of her own. India Seamer Shikha Pandey, or if I should call her India all-rounder Shikha Pandey. Welcome to the show, Shikha. We're thrilled to have you.
Thanks a lot. Thank you for having me, and you can call me bowling all-rounder. I'll be happy with that.
Okay, so bowling all-rounder Shikha Pandey. I'm going to start with a slightly uncomfortable question, address the elephant in the room, just so that we can get it out of the way. There's been plenty happening in the women's game recently, and I know you're not keen on talking about it, but I want to ask you, as someone who's so well informed, as someone who's so aware of what's going on and who's always reading everything, how do you keep your nose out of all this and keep your focus on the game?
I don't know. I mean, I've had a 7-year-long international career, and by now I know when I need to keep myself off social media and when I can log in again and, read about things. So yes, whenever I think I shouldn't be on social media, I just take time off and put these virtual blinkers on, because probably that has helped me focus better on my game. So yes, I mean that's how I do it. I still like reading about what's going on around and what's happening in women's sport and women's cricket, because I like to be informed, like you said. But then I know there's a when to kind of get off social media.
Okay, so the past year or year and a half has been quite difficult for everyone battling the pandemic. I mean, there's been so much loss of life, there's so much panic, the stresses that come with lockdown, with caring for loved ones, but I mean, so much grief. Has all this given you, I suppose, a new perspective on life or how you see the game itself?
Yes, firstly, I would like to, use your platform to say a big thank you to all the healthcare workers and essential service providers. I mean, we don't realize, but they have had really tough. They have had it really tough for the past 1.5 years, and I mean, huge respect and gratitude to them. It is because of them, like people like you and me can sit here and talk about cricket. So a lot of lives have been lost. So just that, I request everyone who's listening to this, please wear a mask, follow all the safety protocols, and do everything that you can. Get yourself vaccinated, and do everything that you can to help these guys, help us stay safe. And please keep your loved ones near and safe, and keep in touch with all of them. The last 1.5 years has actually taught me to respect life more. I wouldn't say my perspective towards life has changed, but just that I am so thankful for the life that I have, and I consider myself to be really privileged, because there are so many out there who are finding it difficult even to find one day's meat. So really privileged, but then I really understand how privileged I am and how thankful I am for the life that I have. And the very fact that I'm able to do something that I love is a huge plus for me.
So let's get down now to the cricket itself. And this is going to be your third trip to England, the second in which you're going to play a test match. How excited are you, one, to be returning to international cricket, I suppose, and two, to actually don the whites again?
I'm really excited. I mean, I'll be playing again in an international series representing India after about 18 months or so, 15 months or so. So always take huge pride in the fact that I am representing India. So really excited, firstly, to be playing any format. But then again, I'm very blessed that we're starting off with a test match. And as a kid growing up, it has been my favorite format, and consider it to be the purest form of the game. So very excited to be donning the whites again, and getting down to playing 4 days of test match cricket.
Awesome. So I'm not sure, whether this has crossed your mind, but in 2014, when you got called up to the squad, you went in as a last-minute replacement. So, that was a comeback of sorts. And this time again, it is somewhat of a comeback. So, does it feel to you like the stars are aligning in terms of making a big impact in the test match?
I mean, if the stars are aligning, it's for the good, and probably we are going to win the test match, is what I would want to think. Yes, not many people realize the last time I played a test match in 2014, I actually went in as a replacement and be able to start in the playing 11 and contribute a little in the win. Was amazing. To be out there on the 4th day, to be batting alongside Mitali was an opportunity that I got, and I think I was very fortunate. So yes, really excited, and would do everything I can to contribute to the team's win in the test match and the series that follows.
So on a more serious note, how did you take the news that that you were left out of the South Africa series, and how did that impact you mentally?
I don't know. I mean, to be very honest, if I was not disappointed and sad, then I would be making some other decisions. I have realized that hard work never goes to waste. So just put your head down and work hard. And off late, I've started thinking more about controllables, things that I can control. I can control how much I practice. I can control how I practice, and all of that. So just concentrate more on the controllables, and if my process is right, the results will follow. So just not think too much about what's not in my hands, and just go out there and play cricket, irrespective of whether I'm playing domestic cricket or international cricket. That's something that I'm going to be following always.
So speaking of domestic cricket, do you feel, or in hindsight, do you think that being left out of that South Africa series, did you put a little too much pressure on yourself going into that domestic season, or did you try too hard to prove a point, you think?
Once I got back from Dubai, I actually had started training intensely for any series that would follow. So I would say I was physically feeling really right, and I've always believed when I get back and play alongside my state-mates, I enjoy the game so much more. And this was a perfect opportunity to just get back, not think too much about the results, just enjoy every day, every game that we play. And I've made some really great memories this time over playing domestic cricket. And I also enjoy watching new people on the circuit. So this time over, I had I played alongside some really good players and against some great cricketers as well. So I would say that during the build-up to the domestic season, I was thinking too much, and I had so many things in mind. But as the tournament progressed, I kind of got back and started thinking on day-to-day basis.
And so we know a lot about, or players talk a lot about how the effort that goes into improving physically, whether that's their fitness or their skill. But, how much mental effort does it take to pick yourself up after you've gotten dropped or after you've gotten left out? And I'm not just talking about this time, but through your career, I'm sure you've faced it, whether it's playing in 11 or getting dropped from the squad itself. Where do you find that energy to pick yourself up consistently and come back into the side?
Yes, I think it's sometimes it becomes very difficult, and I for one believe that the mental side of the game is as important as the physical side, and it becomes really difficult to pick yourself up. There are days that you do not want to get out of the bed, but the very thought of lifting the World Cup is something that keeps me going. I mean, I've had 2 opportunities before, and the heartbreak has been immense. So just to be able to get back and do whatever you can to help your country win the World Cup is something that's motivating me to get back onto the field. And till the time I'm mentally and physically fit, I would want to be representing India. And
Game 6, Botswana versus Namibia. The umpires that will be standing in are Vicky Prajapati and Eric Hiro Disambemungu. That umpire will be Olivier Ntagishaka. Well, before the anthem, we're here for the Kwibuka. Kwibuka is about the genocide. That's the first place you guys visited when you turned up in Kigali. So let's observe a minute's silence for the 1994 victims of the genocide against the Tutsi. May their souls rest in peace. Start the anthem. The fixture says Botswana is the home team, so we start with the Namibian anthem. Well done. Thank you. Laura Mofakedi, Captain Botswana, please lead your teammates right across the umpires. Share a fist, a pump fist with them. You can share an elbow with them. This game is much more beyond than what happens on the ground. The friendships stay forever. The rivalries also are something looking forward to. Thank you, Irene Van Zyl. Quick team photos there.
Hello, hello. Mic check. Right. Match 6 of the Kwibuka T20 Tournament. It's Botswana taking on Namibia. Botswana have lost both their encounters. Namibia have won both theirs. Botswana, who won the toss and opted to bat first yet again. We are looking at the Namibia squad on the. They have two changes. No Arasta Dirgar and no Daitlin Forster. Edil Van Zyl and Mezeril Goreses replace them. Gores is, of course, making her international debut for Namibia. So these are the two changes for Namibia. And I have with me Ananya Upendran. The second game today, day 3 of the Kwibuka T20 Tournament. It's been an interesting day so far. Nigeria, we saw the earlier game. Almost, it seemed at halfway mark that they posted the game beyond Kenya. They put up 108 on the board, 108 for 5. But Kenya stood tall, had a 71-run opening partnership, and that gave the total very easily for Kenya. Botswana v Namibia. Hope you've got on to the Player Spot Fantasy app and made your teams as well. Because remember, it's the #1 app in India, and you can stand the chance to win lots of prizes. So rush to the app now and make your team #Khela Kya. I have Anya back with me, and she'll talk about the Botswana lineup. we are all set. Game 2 on day 3. Remember, match 6, Botswana v Namibia. Audrey Marver has a new opening partner in Sune Whitman, who played a good knock down the order yesterday, a 22 not out. Botswana, Onile Kitsemang will take the new ball. They have one change. They have a debutant as well in Colin Mokibelo, the slow left-arm bowler.
And well, medium pacer Shamila Musel will open the bowling for Botswana.
Kitsemang to start over the wicket to Audrey van der Merwe. The Merwe scored 29 yesterday. And it's not the ideal start for Botswana. Sprays one well outside off. Van der Merwe really good today, yesterday, beg your pardon, made 29 before holding out to deep mid-wicket off Sifai Ngabire. And it's another sprayed wide outside off. Let's it go. 2 runs already on the board, yet no legal ball bowled. Remember, there's no Arasta Diagard. That's why you see Whitman at the non-strikers end for Namibia, opening the batting. Third time and on target. So much so that she can afford an LBW appeal, or an end, shall I say, given a score. But the first delivered board for Botswana. In fact, Botswana won the toss and opted to bowl first. Right on target again. Right. It's good shot. That's 4. That's full outside off. Audrey van der Merwe not afraid to take the aerial route over point, and we'll get a couple before Shamila Musu does the cleanup job. Like, it seems as if she ran just 1. 3 for no loss. And Audrey, they ran 3. Indeed. 5 without loss. Another one round the off stump. And Sune Whitman gets off the mark. Not the best way to do so. Four balls, 6 runs. But defended nicely. She's been disciplined as Onile Kitsemang for third match in this competition. So The shot that yet again finds the fielder with that quiet start despite an adventurous stroke early on. Kuneli Kitsemang. She idolizes Kagiso Rabada of South Africa. And here she is, despite those not so ideal starts, has given away just 6 at the end of 1 over.
Over number 2. So Sune Whitman to take strike, over number 2. Finally, after lots and lots of tries, I'm finally here. So sorry for leaving you alone there. So what do you think prompted Namibia to change their lineup today? Do you think it's because they've taken Botswana slightly lightly? Or they just want to provide... Who is this? Amantle Mogetle starts with a ball that, angling into the pads, hits Sune Whitman on her pad. So Sudarshan, do you think that they're trying to provide more opportunities to their extended squad, or they've taken Botswana slightly lightly?
I really hope it's not the latter.
Another ball angled into the pads. They come back for 2. That'll be 2 leg byes, 2 runs added to Namibia's score. But well, we did see some promise from Sune Whitman yesterday. In yesterday's game, she did bat quite well, added some impetus to the innings when it was petering along. So it's good to see her up the order. She is a top order batter, so I guess they're giving her as much of an opportunity as possible.
It's also possible that Dearghar, after a long struggling knock yesterday, might have opted for a rest as Whitman pulls one over the circle and will just get a single. So we saw yesterday that Whitman, in fact, Dearghar wasn't really looking too well at the end of that knock. He seemed to slow down a bit. It's relatively been a quiet start, unlike what we've been seeing for the last matches.
It has, and that's largely because Audrey van der Merwe hasn't quite found the middle yet. She's been the one who's gotten Namibia off to a couple of blazing starts. Just 6 right now. And she's quite watchful outside that off stump. We've seen her usually cart those past point or past cover, but there is some swing out there for Mogotle. Hopefully,
teams really.
Hopefully, and that's brilliantly fielded there at cover point. I think that's Shamila Maso. Senior player has done some brilliant work. Namibia just get a single. They move to 10 for no loss off 2 overs. 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 2 overs.
Player Spot is India's #1 gaming destination, so make sure to head over to that app. Hope you've got your lineups ready and are set to win points there. Hashtag Aapne Khela Kya? Hashtag Khela Kya? But to answer your, I have a question to you, Ananya, because you wondered or you asked me if Namibia would have thought about Botswana and their 2 games before deciding the lineup. But do really teams plan that way? We know we hear about international cricket being not taken lightly, and team oppositions often respect the teams. So we've also seen an unusually quiet Audrey van der Merwe so far. So is it a case of them being confident on their abilities as well as the opposition's weaknesses for in terms of covering up later?
Well, I think what we've seen from Marva so far is she's gotten off to excellent starts but hasn't been able to capitalize on them. And hopefully her being slightly watchful at the start means she's looking to build her innings. Strong shot from Sune Whitman there. It's good field placement. They have a deep mid-wicket in place. So Namibia come back for a couple. Good signs of aggression from Sune Whitman. But to continue my answer, I think I hope Audrey van der Merwe is looking to build along. She has looked very good, looked like she's going to get a big score and then thrown her wicket away. So maybe she's just hoping to build. And another strong flick shot again by Sune Whitman. She goes over short fine leg. Another boundary, or her first boundary. Namibia's first boundary. It's a beautiful flick shot, just angling into her pads. She gets all of it, goes well over short fine leg, and off to the boundary. About international cricket and whether teams take it lightly, I'm sure they don't. Okay, Sune Whitman clearly does not want me to answer your question because she's gone after another ball. This one sailed it off rope for 6. Fantastic shot from her. If Botswana are keeping Audrey Merwe quiet, then Sune Whitman's going to take the pitch. She's excellent right-hander. She's raced to 14 of just 8 deliveries. And after 3 overs, Namibia are 24 for no loss. Okay, Sune Whitman clearly does not want me to answer your question.
It's almost the bat do the answering and not the commentator's words. Because after a watchful start, she's exploded really well. 3 overs 24.
I'm going to give one final shot at answering your question and just say, looking at how little these teams play, I'm pretty certain they're not taking these games lightly. It is an opportunity to play international cricket. They will want to play as much as they can. So there's definitely no case of taking any.
Has she grasped it? I think it's Musso there. It almost hit straight at her. And Van der Merwe is one of the last ones you need to give an extra one that Time nicely down the ground. Just a gentle push. And they come back for 3. No, they do get a couple. I guess another shot that answered your earlier question. Your question in the earlier match to whether the outfield is slow. It's a combination of timing and power. Just timing on this occasion gets couple. Sune Whitman. Well played, very well played. Full on the stumps, helped it away through square leg for another boundary. It's really going well, carrying on her form.
It's an excellent shot, very, very poor delivery, but she's taken full toll, played a lovely shot, got down on her knees, got low, maintained her position, and placed it perfectly. Got just enough power to make sure that it crosses the rope.
Thick edge, slice through where slip might have been. But the result, I think that Namibia wouldn't mind 4 more. 35 without loss, and Sune Whitman is flying.
Oh, she's playing a wonderful knock here. Admires Lizelle Lee, trying to get fast out of the blocks just like Lizelle Lee. This is perfect for Namibia. And Botswana are having to rethink their plan. Mogotle went full, she went for a boundary. Now she went short, another boundary. What's she going to do next?
"24 of 11. 3 4s in her kitty already. Not to forget the 6th as well. This one's full, pushed towards mid-on, will be a dot. So 4 overs gone. It's 35 without loss. Player Spot is India's #1 gaming destination. And sign up on the app and get 100 deposit. #Khelakya. Hope you've done that. And there's a change in the bowling. Botsogo MPD has been given the chance. It's a really interesting tactic that Namibia followed today. Be watchful at, and then it's almost back to business.
A bit of a wild swipe there from Audrey van der Merwe. Just gets a single. Well, I suppose it's almost like Namibia lulled Botswana into a false sense of security, almost made them feel like they were in the game at the start. Another full toss. Sune Whitman doesn't quite get it, squeezes it out to deep mid-wicket, just for a single. But yes, I think, well, we can see that Audrey van der Merwe still hasn't quite found her timing. The ball still has middle of the bat. So Sune Whitman clearly took a few deliveries to get in, but I think what we've seen through the day is that the pitch is playing quite well. The ball seems to be coming onto the bat a lot better than it was the first 2 days. Wide outside the off stump. Left alone, given wide by the umpire. So I think Sune Whitman just realizes how good the surface is, and she wants to make full use of the opportunity of being batting at the top of the order. Her highest score is 25, equal that. Slightly watchful from Van der Merwe. I think what Whitman's onslaught has done is it's given Van der Merwe time to settle down. She doesn't need to find the boundary. She can probably play out a few more dots and settle herself in. She wouldn't want to. But just like she's done now, there's the opportunity to simply rotate strike, get to the other end, and let her opening partner do the rest.
It's also a case of Namibia striking while the iron's hot. We saw how good Whitman was towards the end of the innings yesterday. And the move to push her up the order. Reaping at the end of 5 overs, 39 without loss, Namibia. $39 for no loss. Sign up on Port app and get 100 cash back on your first deposit. Hope you made your teams. And if you have Sune Whitman, just sit up and watch her legend the bowling. She's on 25 of just 14 balls, 3 fours and a 6 already. Strike rate of 178. Twelo Shadrack into the attack. The last over of the power play. We saw two big partnerships today earlier in the Nigeria-Kenya clash. And the pattern was that one batter took time to settle in, was watchful. Is that something that will increasingly look to do? Because clearly Namibia seemed to do that.
I guess in most cases, or what we've seen today is that one batter has found their rhythm much quicker than the other. But in T20, coaches often tell you that if both of you can go, it is good, especially in the power play. If both batters can get on a bit of a roll, it's all automatically going to put the bowling side under a lot more pressure. Again, very, very watchful from Audrey van der Merwe. I think if, with teams where you are reliant on maybe just 3 or 4 players, you tend to ask or one of those top order batters bats through, and that's probably one of them goes hard at the top. Another wide half volley left outside the off stump. This is very, very peculiar from Audrey van der Merwe. I'm not quite she's thinking. She probably thinks it's going to swing outside that wide line. But Shadrach is maintaining that the ball inside the line. That's better. First sign of some movement at the crease from Bandamova. Looks to be getting slightly frustrated. Good over from Tuelo Shadrach. 6 overs done. Namibia 39 for no loss.
At the end of the power play, score is 39 for no loss. Namibia and Aronit, Son Whitman and
Whitman continues her assault. We'll get just here, but Petty continues. But it was a terrific over. The previous one, Tuelo Shadrach, bowling a maiden, the last over of the power play. But I think it also has something to do with the scars of yesterday, because we saw Namibia lose 3 wickets in that last over of the power play. So that probably might have weighed on her mind. As Whitman back on strike. 40 without loss. It's heaved away over the onside. Doesn't have the legs to go towards the fence. But it'll fetch Sune Whitman a couple of runs. 43 for no loss. And Whitman is on 28 of 16. It's already her best score in T20 eyes. This time straight down the ground. Once again, the aerial route. Is she trying a bit too hard, or am I just sensing it?
Well, she's been batting at this pace from the very start, so it doesn't look any different. Probably didn't just get that one in the middle of the bat. Another single to Audrey van der Merwe. I'm a little surprised by this field from Botswana. The fact that they've opened it up to someone who hasn't been able to get off strike. She played out a maiden in the previous over. Do you think it's wise of them to send their mid-off out to long off for van der Merwe?
I think if you ask a side that has lost 2 games very badly, they would be really happy to not chase anything over 60, which seems very unlikely the case. So that is why they want to prevent every single run. 7 overs gone. It's 45 for no loss. Change in voices upstairs. $45 without loss after 7. Twelo Shadrach continues, and I have M4 McLuhan alongside, but it seems there's a B attack there.
Hello.
Some way to start your
Oh yeah.
M4.
Thanks for having me on, everyone. Yeah, to all the viewers, hello. Yeah, thank you for having me on. This is something I'm used to on my side of the world in South Africa, but not at this time. So this is quite interesting.
So Botswana have to be careful of the balls that come their way, and also the bees that are flying in at the Gahanga International Cricket Stadium.
Oh.
Audrey van der Merwe is really struggling with her timing. 10 runs of 26 balls. What could she do for?
Look, I think you just gotta. It feels like she's struggling to get the pace of the ball off the wicket, because Tuelo is doing quite a good job just bowling it outside the off stump, but it's dying, it seems, as it gets to Audrey. There she has one. Yeah, straight to the fielder at point.
It's almost like an old-time theory when the MRF bats were in vogue. We saw yesteryear stars in Sachin Tendulkar and Brian Lara use the bat. And if you look at these days, it's India's Virat Kohli or South Africa's AB de Villiers. If you talk about the women's game, there is Mignon South Africa who uses the MRF bat. It's an old-time theory that the best batter in the side has the MRF bat, and it seems Audrey van der Merwe has the MRF bat. And
So So the question is, when is MRF going to give Laura Wolfart her bat? But it actually is Mignon's birthday this week, so happy birthday to her.
Audrey is unusual today. 10 of 29. Yesterday she made 29 runs in almost 24 balls. So this has been really unusual. I don't know what the tactics might you decipher anything there.
Look, I think it's still very early. They know that this Botswana team will struggle to put down runs, as we see that one being stroked to the boundary. So Audrey van Wyk will be very happy about that shot. That's a very good fall. Much needed one for her. But as I was saying,
after all those shots,
so
8 overs 49 player spot. Get onto the app. It's India's #1 gaming destination. You can win fantasy points. Back on 49 without loss after 8. Two overs for 10 so far for Botsogo and Pedi. Audrey van der Merwe in the boundary of the last over. Mighty heave and a miss.
That's an interesting shot. Very interesting shot. Her eyes lit up for Sune Wittmann there, and she just missed out on it. Came very quickly through it.
That's mighty. That's in the air. And has it gone the distance? Oh, she's dropped a catch. She has dropped a catch and it's gone for boundary as well.
Oh no. Oh
Kwibuka, the
no.
culprit.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh my word. That was up in the air, ready for the taking, and just evading a little bit of slippery fingers there. And then it rolling very slowly. The outfield's quite slow, which is should have been in the fielder's favor, but unfortunately not.
This one's worked to the onside, but it was Colin Mokibelo, the fielder, making her international debut today. Not the right kind of first impression she'd want to make.
Uh, it's a hard one to get. You in your debut, you want the easy ones, or even the quicker ones that slip or in and around the wing. You don't want to wait for that ball to come to you.
Yeah, I was just reminded it was a free hit because Perry overstepped in the very first ball of the spell. That's through the gap. Audrey van der Merwe. Now, does she find the boundary? No, she doesn't. She'll have to run, and she runs three.
This outfield just a little bit slower, playing very slow today. That was a good shot though. It was short, it was wide, it needed to be hit through the very packed point regions, like three fielders there. And I think it was Audrey van Sune with just getting there in time. This one just played out to the leg side, no run.
"58 without loss." Now
Ooh,
that's straight
shot.
over the head of the bowler. Just stopped inside the rope yet again.
This outfield is just irritating for the batsman, not getting value for shots. You're going to probably have to keep on running. And that was probably worth a boundary, but I think they came out with a 3 in the end.
That's spark. That's time to perfection. Almost went the distance. Did the ball travel? No, it fell just short of the rope. One bounce. Sune
Now
Whitman
that's a shot.
moves in.
Proper, just lacing into that one. It was short. It was in her area and was asking to be hit. Only thing that I would say, only critique is that it's just a 4, not a 6.
"64 without loss." That's a very, very strong start for Namibia. We're at the start wondering if they've toned down a bit. It was all fast at the start. First couple of overs, they took time to get the measure of the surface. It's a direct hit. It's a direct hit. The dreaded fingers raised. Audrey van der Merwe. Is she his? She was doing the right thing by trying to get Whitman on strike, but it's a bullseye. First wicket down, 64 for 1.
Proper fielding there. Direct hit. They shouldn't have run off of that inside edge, and it's a risk. And now Namibia have lost their first wicket.
64 for 1. So Audrey van der Merwe dismissed because of a direct hit, run out. And have you signed up on the Player Spot Player Fantasy app? Do so and get 100% cashback on your first deposit. Hashtag Khela. An interesting contest going on here. Sune Wittmann seems to be batting on another surface altogether, and she's back on strike, but at the cost of Audrey van der Merwe's wicket. Yasmin Khan is the new batter in.
Single down the ground from Sine.
Yasmin Khan dismissed Golden Duck yesterday. Here she is. She got going. There's a slight misfield. Once again, Mukibelo, but nothing done. She's still on strike. Yasmin Khan would be inching to get off strike. It's always a very good feeling to have one run against your name, is what we hear. That's another dot. You can see how Yasmin's itching to get away.
And looking just for that one around the corner. Sune Wittmann needs to be very ready for that call, because it looks like the strike is going to be calling it. It's an easy one played out to the offside. No run there. End of that over.
$65 for 1 after 10. There's a match going on at the Gahanga International Stadium in Kigali. And there's one you could be a part of in the Player Spot Fantasy app. Play fun games on the Player Spot and win up to 5 crores daily. Hashtag Khela Kya. Shamila Musso is introduced into the attack. Sune Wittmann facing her 41 of 26 balls, 5 fours and a 6. If you have her in your team, you could stand to benefit. Just a time for getting the field right. But when someone's going as fluently as Yasmin is, there's little the fielders could do at times. Laura Mufakedi getting her helmet strapped, going to stand up to the stumps. 1 for 26. There's the scorecard.
You can see Musso has 2 fielders in the deep, looking to force Sune down the ground and bring those fielders in. With this down to the leg side for a single.
Another try for Yasmin Khan. 3. She's one of the more experienced players.
There we go. She gets off the mark with a single around the corner, as we spoke about the previous over. A little bit of a misfield, but she'll be happy. No longer a golden duck, off the mark. Oh,
shot corner is pulled away.
Activated. And just only for a single. Lots of power from that shot, but the fielder, there is a fielder there in the deep, so just a single. This means enjoying playing this around the corner to the leg side, bringing that fielder in from square leg. There's on square legs a little bit forward, and so she just keeps on playing it behind square to get some runs under her belt.
The best of 3 for 27 does Musowu. She has experience. She's one of the experienced players in this side since early 2010. And
this one's up in the air. And it falls behind the wicketkeeper, Muswewu, there at the striker's end, trying to get something to see if she can't activate a run out, but that didn't work out. But top edge nonetheless. Sine Wittmann would be lucky because she didn't know where that ball was going. Oh, beautiful ball from Muswewu. Lovely line there. Length was perfect, a little bit full. And a dot ball, which is gold in T20. Hopefully, Botswana can just keep up a lot of the dot balls as they go through.
11 overs gone. That's the scorecard. Sune Wittmann, I think her first half in T20.
So this is career best batting score for Sune Wittmann. So that's very good to see. Duelo Shadrach returning. There is a bit of a misfield there. She was looking for a run-out chance at the non-striker's end, but Yasmin Khan always looking down that leg side, and she manages to get a single. That one straight to the fielder at extra cover. Still no run. Audrey Sune was looking to just bypass the fielder there, but she can't. So dot ball. Can Duelo get another dot ball in this over? They take a quick single off of that shot to extra cover. Mopakedi at the stumps there. A little bit of a split there. They come through safely. Does Yasmin Khan. She wouldn't want to be run out after the duck she had initially.
It seemed as if Mokabelo is again in the thick of the action, but for the wrong reasons. I think there was a catch gone down.
Oh, that's not very good for Botswana. Duelo showing really well, not 7 so far. Wicket to wicket. That's what you want. Another dot ball in this over.
73. Yasmin Khan taking her time, 3 of 6.
Another dot ball to bowling from Duelo. This is what you want, Sudarshanan. This is what you want, dot balls.
You sure do as a Botswana player.
Hit over the top, down to deep mid wicket for a one bounce. For the outfield is slow, but a hit like that bypasses everything. Really good shot.
Indeed, and that should settle Yasmin Khan's nerves. Just picking up the length really quickly and choosing the vacant deep mid wicket region. One bounce into the fence, 12 overs gone, 77 for 1.
As they say, in the arc, it's out the park. Shamila Musweu to resume the 13th over. This one is outside the off stump and dragged through to the leg side. Deep mid wicket doing a really good job there of fielding. It's only a single. She moves on to 47, does Sune Wittmann. Good ball from Musweu, just giving it a bit of flight. Yasmin Khan not being enticed with this one. Down the leg side. Efforts can't get bat onto ball, but fortunately for her, it's a wide.
I think Yasmin Khan's in a quandary if she should bat or she should give strike back to Sune.
This one is hit hard down the ground and rotating strike. Sudarshan, and I think she should be rotating strike right now, but I feel she just wants to hit the cover off this ball.
She's one of the
Musweu ooh, coming off the body there. Came a little bit quicker. Sune looking to sweep it down to the leg side. No luck there. Just a that's probably going to be blue tomorrow morning. Another dot ball to the Botswana cause. That's what you want right now as a bowling team. Another ball that is mistimed, going behind the stumps. It's rolling, rolling, rolling. And it's picked up on the boundary. No, a few more runs there. And they've come through for 3. Sune Wittmann looking like she made a meal out of that third run. But does that take her to 50? I think it does. Yes, it does.
Indeed, first T20 I-50 for Sune Wittmann, and what a way to get there. Just had to scramble and dive and get the jersey dirty in order to make it. This was a direct hit, mind you, but she did well to make it in 50 from just 35 balls, 83 for 1 after 13.
Very good batting from Sune Wittmann. Very, very good batting. Is this the first 50 of the tournament as well, Sudarshanan?
Indeed, it is the first 50 of this edition's Kwibuka T20 Tournament, and Sune Wittmann, she laid the seeds of this knock yesterday, making a 22 not out against Rwanda. And here she is converting the opportunity to open the batting into a 50 not out already, 7 overs to go.
Next ball ends the wide, so that is going to be re-bowled. Lots of flight on that ball driven down the ground. There are singles down the ground for Namibia if they want to take them. I think the trick right now is to just make sure that you rotate the strike until you get over 15, and then you can explode to the end. With a shot down to mid wicket, Field misfields that, but still 2 runs, saving 2 runs there. The ball looked certain for a boundary.
Yasmin Khan on strike, 8 of 12. Remember, she can hit it too hard, but she has the quickest 50 for Namibia.
Botu Freeman with this one straight on the middle stump, played down to the leg side. What target do you think Namibia are aiming for here? This one hit down the ground for another single. Botswana would gladly take that right now. But you get a sense that they are struggling to get dot balls together, to string a few dot balls together and get some pressure back onto Namibia. Yasmin Khan with another sweep shot, slog sweep down to deep mid wicket for a single. How far is Yasmin Khan? Oh, lots of flight, and that ball's turned into a full toss. It goes straight to the fielder at deep mid wicket. Just another single. Botu Freeman's over is done. They've taken 6 off of that, 83 for 1.
$89 for 114.
Muswo resuming, and this one's played down the leg side. Lovely sweep from Sune Wittmann for a single.
Sign up on the app and get 100% cash back on your first deposit. #Khela. The link is in the description. So just head on to the app and look at the players who are a few more points.
Next ball, Muswo bowling within herself here, but this one is over the top. Could it be it rolls all the way down to that mid wicket, that mid wicket boundary wide long on for a 4, and seemingly the ball seems to be lost. Good shot.
Really good shot. Yasmin Khan is also known for her good hitting, and she uses her feet, gets to the ball, and once again exploits the vacant region in the deep mid wicket area. But there was Colin Mokibelo. The ball seems to be following her, couldn't get down on time, and it's a boundary.
Cut straight to the fielder at cover, no run there. Yasmin Khan strikes it at 90%, and you can see why. She's got some really good shots in her locker. Oh, 2 dot balls in a row from Muswo, which is really, really good. And Yasmin with the power pull there behind square for another single. So that's the end of that over. Mighty blow there to long, the fielder at long on by Sune Wittmann for a single. Oh, opportunity and chance, and missed by Laura Mopakedi behind the stump. She will be very angry with herself. Good bowling from Boto Freeman, cramping Sune Wittmann for room, but the wicket keeping just a little bit of a problem. Lovely flight.
She was done in by the deflection. Another single to Sune Wittmann, who moves on to 56. Good shot. Very good shot. Yasmin Khan getting to the pitch of the ball and driving it to covers for 4. She's matching Sune stroke for stroke there.
That was just flighted too wide, and it was just very easy for Yasmin to just put bat onto that one. Good shot.
That shot from Boto Freeman. Once again, Yasmin Khan goes back and cuts it to the offside. Mokibolo does well this time. A couple more. That brings the end. That brings the over to an end. 16 gone, 105 for 1.
$16 gone, 105 for 1. Nice and loopy, the first one. We'll pick up 2 here. It's been a tremendous batting effort from Namibia so far. A good solid start, and then Sune and Yasmin capitalizing. Now it's time for the big assault. Straight to the fielder. It'll hurt her a little. It'll sting, but what will also, well, that'll sting though. Is she in need of some medical assistance? For a moment, we thought it's going to be sweet pain because he definitely stopped a boundary there. But it's going to pain a little. But you've got to put your pains behind, especially when you're representing your country. That'll go all the way. 2 gone, long gone. Now we're still waiting for the umpire's signal then. Very warm welcome, Sudarshan. Your thoughts on Wittmann? Excellent reader of the pitch, excellent reader of the length.
Indeed, she's using loosely to get the pitch of the ball. Once you do that, the area judges are mere spectators. Seems that the ball has gone in the bush. That's taking time. But here's a look at the bowling card. Shamila Musou, who's into the attack now. 3.3 overs, none for 26. If you look at that dot ball column, quite less today. almost understandable when Namibia are batting. But almost
Yes, it's an
nothing seems to
interesting
have
ploy as
gone.
well, isn't it?
Botswana.
The only team that has learned to utilize this ploy out of the teams that we've seen so far has been Namibia. The ploy is very simple. Minimize the dot deliveries. Try and look to score every delivery. They're trying to push it, nerdle it around at least for a single. And it just keeps the scoreboard ticking. Your thoughts on that?
That's a bit short. Once again, Whitman goes on the back foot, exploits the gap on the offside and gets a couple. How can Botswana stop this onslaught? And the same gap on the offside. This time the ball has more legs, but not enough to go to the ropes. Another couple. Sune Whitman moves to 67 of 47. What sort of target are you looking at, Suhas? Where do Namibia end at?
They'll be quite happy with 140 plus. Especially with the set Whitman, you can even look for the psychological 150. And as we say, this will be sailing over the rope. Okay, you need 11 on the field. But if the shots are that kind very, very often, then you need the whole squad to look for the ball.
$123 for one after 70. Remember, it's a game that's going on the field, but do you have Whitman in your player spot fantasy side? My team is winning big on the player spot app. Hashtag Khela Kya. Go check out the app, the description. Link for it. Mantle Mogotle is coming into the attack now. 2 overs for 14. And she can hit it a mile as well as the fastest 50 by Namibia. Her name. How do you stop this onslaught?
Well, I'll get to your question now. Seems like it's going to take a while for the first delivery. Happens sometimes. We'll fetch them a single. How do you stop this onslaught? Well, when you know that the opposition has 9 wickets in hand, and they have 2 set batsmen there, so that both the batters extremely. Yasmin already has a 50 under her belt in this format. Sune getting her first today. Now that could be one line to stop the assault. The other would be constant change in pace, but while doing so, being on the same page with the keeper. That's when you generate those opportunities. Didn't get it from the middle of the bat there. All right, now this is an interesting phase once again. 2 dot balls strung together and 2 big hitters out there. Sune, 73 of 49, but at the moment looking to break free after those 2. Cut hard, fielder in the deep. A little bit of a fumble will invite the second.
Well, it's been that kind of a day for Colin Mokibelo, who's on debut for Botswana. The ball's following her. She somehow has oil on her hands. Ball's not sticking around.
Well, talking of oil, what looks like a well-oiled machinery is Namibian batting. This one had width. And this batter thrives on width. And yet again, Sudarshan, the same fielder kept busy. But this time did she well, right? She did well.
Really well. The record so far, 126 for 1.
She get a single. And also very wary of not hurting herself and not being in the line of fire. With that single will end the 18th. 1, 2, 6 for 1 at the moment.
$127 for 1 after 18. Player spot is India gaming destination. आपने hashtag खेला क्या? As we speak, Florence Samanika into the attack for the first time today.
That's in the gap. We were talking about fielders being spectators when the ball is sailing over them, but what about this? Wow, does she really have a bat in hand or a geometrical instrument? So Darshan, look at the precision there. All right, 131 on the board. That's a very good delivery. A little confused whether to go on the front foot or the back foot. Oh, that's in the slot. And that has fetch it written all over it. The ball will once again get obscured in the bushes. And if you don't find this piece of leather, then the banana farmer adjacent to this ground is in for a surprise tomorrow morning.
Lovely shot that. Full and making full use of the width as well as the Sune Whitman moves into the 80s with that. 83 of 55.
Oh, wow. In this over, the ball stayed more with the boundary rope than in the bowler's hand. Such innovation brought to the game. Sune Whitman.
He seems to have swung, not enough width there. He moved side and generated that width and exploited the back. Beautifully played, and she's on that number 87.
Excellent comeback. Excellent comeback by Florence. Sone Whitman was trying once again to manufacture that width. Swing and a miss, a genuine waft. And that shall end the over. A very eventful one, a slight comeback by the bowler, but Namibia wouldn't mind this at all with the amount of boundaries they hit in the previous one, the first half of the over. Player spot. India's #1 gaming destination. Aapne hashtag khela kya? What are you waiting for? Final over first ball. She puts that away. Fielder in the deep it off. Sudarshan, 5 deliveries remaining. And Yasmin Khan on 28 or 26. Do you think Sone has an opportunity to get to the 3 figures? If she can get 3 right out of the willow? They've gone back for the second run. So he will stay on strike. Over to you, Sudarshan.
If she gets on, the question should not be if she'll get to the 100 run, but it should be from which area will she get to the mark.
Well, it's one thing to jinx the batter, but you got to have the keeper in your good books and also on the same page. The batter went left. Well, the batter went right, the keeper went left, and the ball went straight to long stop.
What a partnership this is turning out to be. They were 64 for 1. These two have already added 83.
She let that go, not chasing this one. Now that's the difference between these two batters, isn't it? Sone Whitman would have pounced on it like a jaguar. She's looking for the inch of width that she gets, every inch. And here is Yasmin, she lets it go. She knows that the bowler has flirted with the boundary line too much. Doesn't get a hold of this one, long gone, will be in place. Will be a single. All right, Sudarshan, you're on. Whitman on strike.
She's deliveries to do what she wants to do and what she can do.
She read the slower delivery, but not from the screws of the bat. They'll pick up too. With 9 wickets in the bank, if there is 50% opportunity to get to the other end and add an extra run to the tally, she will. Now, Whitman's in some kind of trouble? No, she's fine. Final delivery coming up. 150 psychological score breached. And will end on a high with that boundary. Namibia and Sone Whitman will carry the momentum as they post 155 in the allotted 20. A solid start. And this time around, the middle order did not disappoint. That's the only chink probably in the last game that they had. But today, they have corrected even that.
It's been a really good partnership between Sone Whitman and Yasmin Khan, hasn't it? 91 of just 6. If you thought that the first wicket partnership of 64 was good, they was just as good was and effective as well. You look at that bowling scorecard, it tells a story. Well, there's nothing in the wickets column. Audrey Wantamerva was run out thanks to a direct hit, but otherwise the bowlers have had a forgettable outing today. 155 for 1, and that score tells enough stories about the bowling.
Definitely, Sudarshan. 155 on a slowish outfield. It's going to be difficult. Now, this has been an excellent batting effort from Namibia, and this proves why. Van der Merwe was the first to get run out, but after a very good partnership, when Whitman and Yasmin Khan ensured that they stayed there till the end, while Whitman and Yasmin both alternated hitting those big shots. 93 not out of 60. She'll be welcome in that dugout. That's the upshot of the game
Sixes in that
so
knock
far.
for Sune Whitman. That's the summary. As Suhas said, 155 for 1. Sune Whitman, 93 not out. Unile Kitsamang, 2 overs for 19. No success for their bowlers. Botswana, 2 matches, their batters haven't stood up. And here they are, having to chase 156 for an unlikely win. Meanwhile, here are the fixtures. Tomorrow, the morning match, Namibia will be once again in action, taking on Kenya, while Rwanda, the hosts, take on Nigeria in the afternoon game. But right now, we almost have a match on our hands. 156 to get for Botswana. If they were to do that, it's going to be a mountain to climb. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with the chase in a bit.
I think it's a great addition to know that we've got 2 test matches. Obviously, with the Ashes coming up next year, within 9 months is really nice actually, because usually it's 1 every 2 years, so they're more frequent than we usually have them. But I think it's just one of excitement. I love playing Test cricket. Don't play much of it, but when I do, and I know the girls do, we really enjoy it and really enjoy the challenge of doing something we don't do very often, and something, well, multi-innings cricket we don't do growing up. And I think it's really important that we keep Test cricket going in the women's game. I think realistically, T20 is the sport that's going to grow the women's game around the world, and I think we've seen that over the last 5 years. But I'd love to keep playing Test cricket, and I'd love to see the series, the multi-format series that we do for the Ashes. I don't know about the points for the India matches, but obviously we've got Test match 3 ODIs, 3 T20s. I'd love to see that as the norm going forward. I'd love to play a Test match in India. I think it'd be a massive challenge, and I think one of my proudest moments in an English shirt is scoring a Test match century, and that speaks for the way that Test cricket is seen. Yeah, I think it was awesome to see Stokesy talk about the women's IPL. I think the more allies we have in women's cricket, it really helps to change perceptions, and I think it's great from Ben to say that, and totally agree. I think it would be amazing for the women's game to have an IPL. I think you've seen it in Australia with the Big Bash, and hopefully here with the 100, having men's and women's competitions alongside each other are a really positive thing for the women's game, and really helps to progress things. So it was really nice to see that Ben made those comments.
Rahul Dravid. To be honest with myself and my game, Whiplash and Kabhi Khushi Kabhi Gum. I used to be very superstitious, but I've realized it doesn't work anymore. I used to wear the same match kit if I did well throughout the whole tournament. It was one thing. Any desert. My T20 debut cap. Shah Rukh Khan. I really like Serena Williams. Dale Steyn, definitely. My mom.
Well, it feels like we've been training forever, in all honesty, but we've had a great few months leading up to this tournament, and I think everyone is just ready to go. We had quite a few net sessions, games scheduled or on the way, middle practices, gym sessions, so it's really been, yeah, it's been going well. Obviously, to take part in international cricket once again, our last international tournament was in 2019. So it's been quite a while since the COVID pandemic hit. So we are quite excited to get the international thing going again. I would say it's obviously our bowling and fielding, but we've worked quite hard on our batting the last few months. So we want to establish ourselves as an all-round team, not just batting and bowling strengths, but yeah, that the batsmen come off and the bowlers do their part, and it's so that we're just an all-round proper outfit. I think every player sets themselves a personal goal in what they want to achieve, whether that might be scoring a 50 or taking 5 wickets. I think personally for us as a team, it's just to take it game by game and try and do our best and eventually get a positive result. I think that's what we're looking forward to seeing, that this is our first tournament in quite some time. I think for me it's not about really selecting just certain players that will do good. I think as a team you want to have an all-round team doing well. But I think in terms of bowlers, I would like to see someone like Sylvia, Shihepu and Arasta, Dirghar doing well. We have quite a few all-rounders in the team. And then batting wise, I think if hopefully our top order, Arthur van der Merwe, Kaylin Green, if they can all come together, then I think we'll have a pretty good show.
Here we are all set for the run chase. The Botswanian reply comes. Starting with the no ball there. As far as the batter is concerned, getting it middle of the bat would make her feel much better, right? Very warm welcome for.
Hi. Yes, thank you very much, Suhas. I see Shihepo is the bowler here. Not the best of starts.
We'll start with a wide this time. Well, she's entered the extras column twice, and she's run in twice, but the bowling column hasn't ticked yet.
Look, it's a good way for Botswana to start. So if I was Botswana, I'd take all of those. And you can see that current run rate as infinity, which is awesome.
Well, you have a stats guy waiting for you after this, just to have a quiet word with you in the middle of the bat. And she stopped really well in the end. For a moment, it looked like a dying chase, but the ball didn't win the race. Good commitment till the end then.
It's very good
commitment.
commitment.
Put in that stride. Over to you, for.
Now, there's good commitment from the fielding there. Just the proper, well, the outfield is slow, so you can save a lot of runs in the chase here.
Oh, she lets that go, but the keeper does the bit. Botswana wouldn't mind that. Would you believe it,
take them
for?
whichever
You
way
had a
comes.
no ball, you've had a wide, and now you had a bye. They're ticking all the boxes in the extras column.
Whichever way it comes to us, whichever way it comes.
But it's been a great game so far, isn't it? We've seen some brilliant batsmanship. And in the Botswanan reply, we've already seen runs off the bat as well. Wanted to guide it in the gap, wasn't to be today.
Yes, and I think for Florence Samanyika and it looks like Laura Mupakedi, they'll just want to take over, get a lot of singles going.
Wanted to use restrictions, didn't get it from the middle of the bat. This will allow to be curtailing the amount of runs given to two. And a very good throw as well. The keeper didn't mind much collecting at that particular height. And Yasmin Khan is a wonderful keeper.
So I've heard. So that's very good. This Namibia team looked very strong and are contenders in this tournament.
That's in the gap. Threaded with ease. Now is it going to the ball or the fielder? Ball or the fielder? The fielder gets there.
Oh, that outfield. That
outfield is not your best friend.
No, you'd want it to be your friend. That shot deserved to be a 4.
Yes, indeed. Look at that timing. Deserved to be a boundary.
Yes, it did. Yes, it did.
They'll finish with a dot ball then. Yasmin Khan very quick to have a word with the bowler right away. These many extras should not be given away. Botswana start off pretty well. One over gone, 9 for no loss. And we have Sylvia into the attack. Florence on a run of ball 6. And will face Sylvia. Here is Sylvia.
So I think that is the bowler. The new bowler is Kayleen. Sylvia was the opening bowler. She stayed on for a little bit longer than what we anticipated, so that's okay. Well,
I beg your
Sylvia
pardon.
may have.
Yes, it's Kayleen.
That's all good.
Now, Kayleen started off well. 2 dot balls are just what you require to add some pressure. There's always a scoreboard pressure when you're chasing. That's in the gap. That will vent the pressure.
Very
2 dot balls
beautiful
and
shot.
then a boundary. Over to you, for.
A very, very beautiful shot there from Mopakedi, beg your pardon.
Again favors the leg side, and that's again the gap. All right, 2 consecutive boundaries. Botswana are announcing that they will be in this chase throughout, as it seems. Second over, wasting no time. If the ball's there to be put away, then it is.
This is a very good over from Botswana. Just getting those boundaries and taking over and taking charge of this runs chase. 9 already with 4 balls, with 2 remaining is very good batting from these two.
Hit it with soft hands. Is that a mixed bag of an over? This dot balls and then a couple of boundaries. So either a boundary or nothing. That's what it's been this over. Now, was there drama at the non-strikers end then?
No drama. I think it was just a stifled appeal that pitched outside the leg stump. I'm not a fan of this change of angle for Kayleen and Green coming around the wicket. But it seemingly works for them so far, as it resulted in 2 dot balls.
It's an interesting point that you mentioned, for. I'll get back to it. Two was gone, 18 for no loss. In conversation with 4. Now Van Zyl will be the new bowler. Very good delivery. Seems like she hurried her.
Very quick ball for Florence. Just I think there's no width on offer, so there's no way for her to free her arms.
Sign up on Player Spot if you already haven't and get 100% cash back on your first deposit. Once again, a very good delivery. Irene knows the field like the back of her hand. She's bowling exactly according to that.
Yes, it's an offside dominant field, and so it's working out for her. Very tight line and length outside that off stump.
Catch it is the call, and almost did. Now, once it beat the fielder at mid-off, it was always going to be a tough chase. Clanking of the bats in celebration of that boundary. Good shot. Botswana ensuring that the pressure is on. 3-dot balls and then a boundary for.
Yes, very good. Very good shot there. Was a little bit too full. Florence Amanyika played that, came a little bit early to that shot, but enough bat on to just get that rolling down the hill. Yeah, that there was a bit of a catch there on the ring, but very good bat nonetheless.
That'll tease the fielder. That'll tease the fielder as it's dying in pace. The fielder gets there. And they'll pick up 2 in the process, Botswana. Wow, it's been an attack or nothing approach.
Yes, the Botswana batters are loving the pace on the ball, which really helps, especially with the outfield being quite as slow as it is. So the question obviously will be, how quick will Namibia want to go and just introduce their spin?
Very true. Swing and a miss. We'll end with a dot delivery. And once again, a good over in the middle for Botswana. Single of the first. 4, what do you make of this start? 3.1, 25 for no loss. Intention conveyed.
Very good.
The chase is on.
Very good from Botswana.
Oh, the bat went a long way. The ball didn't.
I only thought I saw that in baseball, but seemingly that happens today.
I tell you what will contribute to the fact that it might have been baseball? It's the umpire that square leg might have started running.
You know when you want to hit the ball so hard that you...
Very true. You got to hit the ball so hard. Now that's just nerdled away, picked up a single. So it's not always power hitting. Just delicate touch, pushing it in the gap and then picking up a single, even though that invited a dive to complete the 22 yards. Yes, 4, you were talking about.
You know, so that's how you build an innings. You just need to take singles. Just keep building it up as you go. If it's not a boundary ball, you need to find a way to tick the scoreboard over. And Rwanda's taking some tricky singles as we see Mopakedi limping and needing some attention. That's not good.
Well, yes. Does require some attention, it seems.
She did have to dive in.
It was going really well. This break, what do you make of this break for? Will it affect the rhythm of Botswana? Because break time for us, watching and commentating, would mean that we go to play a spot where we have the live fantasy game, #Khela. But what would this break mean for Botswana for?
Look, it's just to regroup for the two of them to figure out what their game plans are. They've seen how the pitch is playing. They've seen seemingly the two best bowlers coming out of Namibia, and to plan a way forward. They may not get to that 150, but they will want to set a target for themselves and their team to get to a score that helps them in their development of the game. And I think that's very important for Botswana right now. And I think it's a good break right now, so they can get some instruction from the bench as to what they see on the sideline and also get a little bit of conversation going on what the two players in the middle see, because that's very important. So you can relay that information to those coming back.
That's an excellent assessment indeed. So according to Defoe, every bottle of water was filled with messages more.
I come from a country where that is so true, and it cost us World Cup. So I understand completely that it's a message in the bottle.
Just opening the face of the bat, but will not get her that single. Once again, look at the precision of the throw. Yasmin Khan not allowing to hit the stumps for the right reason, because furniture would take time to... The throw was precise. Oh, good job. Saw that the batter, an excellent job by the field. That the batter is trying to step out a little, curtailing the loop. Yes, the ball has been breached. It looked like a wall on the offside. Not even a single was on offer, but this time, Botswana have managed to sneak one.
So Laura Mupakedi is running very gingerly. So it'll be very interesting to see between these two.
Irene to continue just over her. Once again, long on and long off will converge to only play rock, paper, scissors and decide who will fetch the ball.
Exquisite timing. Exquisite timing from Laura Mupakedi.
I tell you what, Laura might be limping a little. She's decided to go for the bigger one. Oh, that stretch would help.
Oh, she's
that
okay.
Was a very test match.
Everyone, she's okay.
Stretch, isn't it? She's okay. She's conveyed that too to the opponent.
For the camera.
She's just asking us for, what are you commentators fussing about? I'm absolutely fine. Now, there have been good deliveries in this over as well by Irene. Just that Botswana have found out the right one to attack, isn't it, for?
Yeah, but it's all about Irene's length here. She can't put it too full.
Having said that, well, that didn't pitch at all. That's the nature of this game, isn't it? There isn't a bad ball. Sometimes the worst one can grant you a wicket. And the best of ones can be fetched a long, long way back. Swing and a miss. Good change in pace too. Now this is getting
very good change in pace. The line
more
worked
interesting
for that ball.
For 4.3, 32 for no loss. Make it 4.4. She's tucking the bat inside as well. There is a bit of test match batsmanship that comes out of her sometimes. That's that huge lunge. And now tucking the bat in. When she bats and does make contact, it is very T20. Right. Very good delivery.
So that's the one thing
now
I
she's
think we
limping
need
again.
to note is that That's off the toe this time. Her feet are stuck in her stance, and she's not necessarily allowing herself to move either towards the ball or to try and play inside of it. It's like she's struggling to manipulate the field using her feet, but that's something that she'll probably have to learn as the tournament goes forward.
She's relying on hand-eye coordination. Seems to have worked so far. But the problem with Botswana at the moment is that it's been interspersed with a lot of broad deliveries. That single wasn't void of risk.
Kaylin and Green
right.
was in with a shot
at the dirt. Four more singles. You expect more as well?
Oh, that was close. Oh. That's a wicket taken by Audrey van der Merwe on the circle. Kaylin and Green the bowler. It was just a lovely chip there by Florence Samanyika, probably because of the fact that Laura Mopakedi was holding on to the strike, so she hasn't gotten a chance to get going and has missed quite a few balls. But it is 34 for 1. Botswana are in this reply.
The opening partnership has been broken for Botswana. Kylie Green at the front of it yet again. At this point where Audrey van der Merwe played out a maiden in the first innings.
It's very interesting to see what Botswana have coming up to try and get as close as possible to this total. They need 102 runs in 87 balls. It's not impossible, but they would need to start getting a move on. 34 so far with 3 balls left in this power play. The new batter in is Shamila Musweu. Green looking to go around the wicket to the left-handed batter for a defensive out to point. No run taken there. Fielder is Yvette Irene van Zyl. That's gone straight back to the bowler. But no return catch there. Just a little bit of drama at the non-strikers end, testing those hamstrings that Laura Mopakedi was struggling with early on. And the most important thing for Namibia is that they've gotten 3 dot balls in a row. That's the end of that over, the 6th over. 34 for 1. Botswana in the chase. I would say Botswana would be very happy with this score of 34 for 1 after the power play.
Yeah, Namibia would be happy. Botswana would be happy too because they haven't lost wickets in clusters like they've done in the first two matches. 34 for 1. Namibia were 39 for 1 at the same point. Played out a maiden last over in the power play.
Mupakedi facing up to Victoria Hamunyela, and the first ball is out to the leg side, no run. She is a right arm off spinner, giving it a little bit of flight for the first ball. This one turning in, she is very close to that. Or if there's a gap between bat and bat, Hamunyela is in with the money there. But good forward defense so far from Mupakedi. Mupakedi comes down the wicket this time and plays it down, looking to get it past the bowler, but good fielding from Victoria.
It's a good time for you to. It's a good time for you to check out the Players Spot app and stand a chance to win up to 5 crores every day. Hashtag Khela Kya, because Hamunyela is into the attack, picked up a 4-4 in the very first game. It's not a bad time to check out the app. The link is in the description.
So far, she's gotten 5 dot balls. So I'm assuming dot balls really help in this game. And so Hamunyela showing that she can keep the pressure for her captain. That nearly went through everything, and it did. It's a wicket. What a ball from Hamunyela, beating everything, including the bat, and bamboozling people. But great wicket for Namibia as Laura Mupakedi is back in the hat.
Indeed, it was a terrific delivery, flighted instead of drawing Laura Mupakedi forward in defense. But all she could do was offer her bat and only find the ball, go past the edge and rattle the stumps. 34 for 2. And is that the start of it for Botswana?
Well, I sure hope not, Sudarshanan, but very good batting to give her team a start there. 15 of 23 balls. Mupakedi would be very disappointed in the way she was dismissed. And probably next time learning to try get closer to the pitch of the ball rather than getting stuck in the popping crease and allowing the bowlers to bowl to her. So that's actually the end of the over. We're going off Kwibuka T20. That wicket, Maiden Mwatila will be looking to just keep Botswana under the pump, under the pressure, piling on those dots. Very important. And she starts on the money. The new batter in is Jacqueline Khan. This one down the leg side and hit over the inner field. It raced all the way to that backward square boundary and the bank for 4 runs.
Yeah, it was short down the leg side. All Musovu had to do was to get inside the line and get enough bat on it, which he did. And it's not just punishment for the Namibia side, but the fielders has to retrieve the ball as well, to double punishment in a way.
Yes, just a wrong line there from Wilka. Another one down the leg side coming off the pad. Those will be leg byes, but the fielder at third man will come around for that single.
Seems Wilka Mwatile struggling with her lines early on in this innings. 5 runs already of her 3 balls. She picked up her best for 2 for 7 in the previous game. So she's been on song. Not just the right kind of start she would have liked today.
First ball to Jacqueline Gang. Oh, lovely hands there, guiding it to the fielder at third man. Mercedes Gorases was the fielder there. She's also making her debut, I seem to believe.
Kang just made her debut in the first match of this season of the Kwibuka T20 Tournament. She's a very promising candidate. Is Kang.
Gets the line right, does Mwatile, but Sweu with some very soft hands and great angle there, guiding the bat to third man for a single.
So good to see Musu on song, boundary 5 of 7. She was run out without even facing a ball the last match. Some weird calling at the very start.
Ooh, that's close to the wide line there, but dot ball to end the over.
Sign up on the Player Spot app and get 100% back on your first deposit. So get onto the app. The link is in the description, and you can be the part of the game as well.
Hamunyela to resume to Shamila Musweu. And Musweu delivers a lusty blow. Is there a fielder underneath there? No, there isn't. Is it 6 or 4? Looks like it might just be 6 runs.
Lovely shot. Musu, I think it just bounced inside the rope. So Shamila, a bit unlucky there.
Hamunyela coming around the wicket this time, and Musweu showing us that she got some good defense after that offense that she had the previous ball. Lovely drive, mistimed most of it, but most importantly, a run to Botswana's cause. Gang looking to take that middle stump guard against Hamunyela. I love the short run up that Hamunyela has. Lots of hip action to get that ball to spin. Oh, line was very wide and ball pierced the inner ring and went square for a single. Musweu sweeping this one down to deep to deep long on, wideish long on. I beg your pardon, for a single. She's sweeping against the spin, which is what Hamunyela wants. I'm thinking she's hoping for one to grip and turn and then bring in Yasmin Khan there, Sudarshanan, with probably a top edge. That's a beautiful ball from Hamunyela.
What the 8 for 2 after 9 overs?
Mwatile to resume. That was up in the air, down past the fielder at backward point. It is rolling to the boundary, but it was picked up, and Musweu gets the double.
Wasn't far from that fielder inside the circle, was it? Just diving.
It wasn't.
Get the couple.
Yeah, it's just, it's angles, just angles. Botswana get to a team 50. This one down the leg side. Is the umpire going to oblige? No.
Variant umpire there, because you often see down the leg side, they're never lenient. They're quite strict. But here's an umpire who the bowlers might love.
That's a good ball from Mwatile, who struggled with her line, just getting it across Shamila Musweu. No run there.
It's already a good performance from Botswana. 29 all out, 58 all out. Now 50 for 2 inside 10 overs. Really good tick in the box there for them.
Down the leg side from Musweu. She will take the single. So for 4 off this over, Mwatile will want to finish strong. Oh, tailing in, looking into the right-handed Khang. They can't get it out as it went straight to the field. Square leg, another dot ball.
It's not surprising that Mwatile idolizes Ellis Perry of Australia. And her bowling action might not be too similar, but her tactics, her lines and lengths have been disciplined, much like the Aussie all-rounder that the world looks up to.
Swing and wow, this ball finding that point boundary, but it will slow down. Its outfield isn't quick enough. Botswana coming through for 3 runs. Great running between Akhang and Musweu.
Yes, there was the width, wasn't it? And Khang just making use of it. But unfortunately, on this kind of an outfield, you need the timing as well as the power in it together for the ball to cross the fence. There was the timing, but not enough power. So 10 overs, 53 for 2. We have change in voices up here. 3 for 2.
Amuniela resuming. And this one just played out to the fielder back a point, no run.
Suhas joins me as info makes way. But let's talk about the players' spot team, because I have most players and some Botswana people as well, and are doing really well. And welcome, Suhas. The refreshing performance from
Thank you very
Botswana, isn't it?
much. That'll be a wide. Thank you very much, Sudarshan. It's been an exciting game so far. Botswana has been in it from the word go with the bat in hand. Yes, the bowling was a little disappointing for them, but they're making it up with the bat in hand. Very good delivery from Victoria. Absolutely giving nothing away. Straight back to the bowler. No damage done. Clear spot. India's first and number one gaming destination rather. आपने hashtag खेला क्या? Sudarshan, we've heard that you've made a team today, and you would be licking your lips because the players that you had picked from both the teams are performing well. That's what happens when you have exciting games, isn't it?
Indeed, and I have more players from Namibia who are that they are in front at the moment. Rihanna Khan into the attack. She's wicketkeeper Yasmin Khan's sibling. It'll be interesting to see how she goes. The communication between the siblings out there, because he admires Harmanpreet Kaur, does Rihanna Khan. Not a bad name to look up to. 55 for 2. Not the best of starts. And on this occasion, the sister behind the stumps can't help her out as well. Wide down the leg side. Keeper misses. 5 wides as well there.
Yes, there was some miscommunication for sure between the sisters there. I think she'll have a word. The elder one will have a word after the game. Very good delivery. They want that single. This is stealing a run. This is literally pilfering a run. But good cricket all around. That's the beauty of this game. It's not always about the brute force.
It's full and wide. Wild slosh there. But it's important for some good in the middle order, isn't it, Suhas? Because last match we saw how that middle order crumbled.
For Botswana, you're talking about? Or you're talking about Namibia? The middle order coming good today. I missed your first part of the question.
Botswana's batting has been suspect for 2 games so far. That's full toss, but it's straight to the fielder. scores of 29 and 58 don't inspire confidence, but here they are, 60 already inside 12 overs.
Absolutely, and it's going ahead in the tournament. It's very important that they have the confidence to give good starts. End of the over will end with the dot ball. 60 for 2. 12 gone.
For 2 in 12. 96 needed of 8 overs. This is no more a run chase, is it? But she takes the aerial route, does Muso. Will just get a single there.
That's that phase of the game where you change gears. Good start. 2 set batsmen. Jacqueline has faced 16 deliveries. It's got her eye in.
Small little partnership building up here. 28 of 32 balls. Just to think that cheekily revisited the first match, there were 29 all out. Was through the kitchen sink at it, only to get the inside edge of the bat.
Yes, but what happened, what transpired just a few overs ago, the bat flying. So whenever the batter is using extreme force, the square leg is wary no matter who is standing there. Oh, that's gone straight into the hands of the fielder. Over to you.
Soft dismissal, wasn't it? It's almost catching practice coming on the field for Namibia as Botswana lose their third. The partnership that was looking good ends on 29. It's that number again.
Well, you have found out some superstition for Botswana that you would want to convey after this tournament. Soft dismissal of a hardcore hitter. In comes the new batter. Namibia wanted this breakthrough very much. Just when there was a little prosper in the partnership, Sudarshan, a wicket falls. How do you think Botswana will react? Because it's that phase of the game where they still got to attack.
Indeed. Make a match-winning team and win up to rupees 5 crores daily. Hashtag Khela Kya. Get onto the Player Spot app. And the link's in the description as Botsogo Impedi makes her way to the middle at 63. Attack or not to attack? That's the question here, isn't it?
I'll tell you what, there is an answer that lies in the middle.
44 balls, you need to attack.
Do not let dot deliveries come by. At least pick up a single. That's from the face of the bat as nicely as possible the fielder. But Sogo will have to wait to go off the mark. 63 for 3.
it 3 for 3 in 13. Once again, Rihanna starts an over with not the right kind of line and gets duly punished down the leg side. Mila Muto has to do was get some bat, and she does that really well.
Looked like a warm-up delivery, didn't it? Now Yasmin Khan's ensuring that the angles are right because she's in the best position to do so.
Down the leg side and once again punished duly. This is not going to plan if there's any that Rihanna is following there.
Even a diving Yasmin can do only so much. Poor line, duly punished.
On top of her mark. What will Rihanna Khan do next? It's a huge appeal for LBW, and what a turnaround that is. Finally gets her line right. First by her sister Yasmin Khan as Botswana lose their fourth.
Shamila could not believe it. I think she was gearing up to exploit the leg side again. Trapped in front. She's also used the angle really well. Rihanna going a little wide of the crease, and that's helping whatever to compensate for that strain line. This one worked. And a happy Namibia would disperse.
$71 for 4 in 13.3. Mantle Mogotle walks in at number 6. I just want to revisit that dismissal. Do you think that the ball pitched in line because she's bowling from over the wicket to a left-hander?
As upset as I can be with that kind of an angle. I really cannot even take a guess. But you would expect it to, because the level of umpiring in this tournament has been really good. One clue, however, and that'll be wide. We'll get back to it. One clue, however, would be how quickly did Yasmin react and join the appeal?
She was the first to congratulate her sister. The angle she told her, it seemed to have worked.
Once again, Yasmin Khan ensuring that the angles are perfect. Run scoring is as difficult as possible. Over to you, Sudarshan.
Doesn't matter how much angles you said, because that's too wide to make anybody play. And that's played, that's weight again towards third man. You see that Yasmin Khan standing a bit to the offside. Is there a plan that you see?
Yes, it's an offside dominated field and they want the batter to cut late as well. You've seen protection in the shape of third man. The ball's already gone to her twice. And chip over the infield.
Just
Will be a couple. And coming back to Sudarshan's question, you've seen Rihanna float with the wide line a little and flirt with the wide line a little, in fact. So that was the plan indeed. Ball outside off. Let the batter throw everything at it. 14 overs gone.
Seven for 4 after 14. Namibia might be winning this on the 79 needed for Botswana to win this in 36 balls. My team on Player Spot Fantasy app is also hashtag Khela Kya. Do check out the app. The link is in the description as Kylie Green comes back into the attack. You've seen her roll her arms with a new ball in her hand. How effective will she be now?
Taking pace of the ball is working. That's what we've seen in the last 2 overs. But the line still got to be right. How many deliveries in the last 2 overs have we seen flirting with the adjacent pitch and not just the wide line?
Well, it almost seems as if the Namibia bowlers have been told that they're off stump, shifted to where the wide line is, what they are targeting.
Yasmin Khan can be a great guide once again for the line. Oh, that's gone straight to green.
That's right.
And she says, thank you very much. Once again, brute force. Green just stood there like a statue and the ball arrived. It's one of those which sticks, but you still got to be there and put your body behind. Isn't it, Sudarshan?
Indeed. A man to Mogodle, the kitchen sink at that. All she managed to do was hit it firmly to Kaylin Green. Thankfully, got her hand in time in front of her face to catch that 5th wicket down with a score on 75. I'm afraid it's ending too soon for Botswana again.
Slow, looping, getting pace off. Is that the new mantra to winning this game? And why do you think is the pitch also getting on the slower side, Sudarshan?
It's an interesting question you ask, because I believe that the pitch, in fact, has gotten better for batting. But as the tournament's progressing, you see scores of 100 being reached quite regularly. We saw yesterday Namibia posting over 100 and today 155. So it seems as if batting got easier. But again, the players in the middle could be better judges.
Absolutely. Bringing that point up again. 100 today from Namibia was a fluent effort. Yesterday was a revival effort.
Just carry on that point. It seems that the conditions have something for it. We saw Nigeria post 100 plus score, which was gunned down by Kenya. Then now Namibia also posting 150 plus score. So something in it for everybody. Just by yourself. That seems to be the mantra.
Namibia pulling things back slowly and steadily. Singles will not pinch them much.
Another one off the front foot towards the offside. Slowly getting there, but that's the end of the 15th. 80 for 5, 76 needed of the last 5. Changing voices now.
80 for 5, 15 gone, joined by 4.
Hi, Suhas. How's it going? Looks like you have taken a few wickets, a few Botswana wickets here.
I have. I'll tell you what, I'll be the last person to do so. I can contribute only so much to what's going on in the middle. And that too through telepathy and prayers, not runs and wickets.
But they've done so well so far to get to this point.
The batter had to negotiate differently. Yes, I asked this question to Sudarshan as well. I'll keep that question to you as well. Do you see this pitch changing?
I'll answer after this ball. Look, I think the pitch has quickened up a little. I'm not too sure if it's the same strip that they were using earlier on. If it is, then it has definitely quickened up. And it helps because I think this morning a lot of the batters really struggled to get the ball off the square, even though 100 runs were scored in both the innings.
Played it as late as possible to access the gap a little more. Will pick up a single. Every single is becoming a bolster for Namibia. They don't mind it at all.
Not at all. I see Irene van Zyl resuming that fifth stump channel line. If I was the Botswana coach, I'd encourage the batters to take more of an off-stump guard just to try and access, since they're not moving their feet that much.
And just as you say, she shows her why she should take probably an off-stump guard, according to you. Didn't move the feet, long line.
Yes. But look, this has been a very good innings from Botswana, especially after the previous game where I think they got to 68, 81 for 5 with 5 to go. They need to just take it as deep as possible.
Seems like Namibia have got the art of strangling the opponents. Remember, the Botswana batters, they were brilliant when they started off, but just couldn't continue, faltering in the middle.
Look, I think that's the trick about T20 cricket. In the middle overs, you have to find a way to take the strike and keep your wicket loss at a minimum. What Botswana couldn't do is keep their stop losing wickets. They were doing quite well rotating the strike, but they just kept on losing wickets at intervals. I think the Shamila Masweru one was a little harsh on her. I thought that it pitched outside leg stump, but they were going well up until that point. Just now for these two to just keep the momentum and just rotate the strike, get to the other end.
Huge appeal. The umpire says would have missed leg stump. With that angle as well. You could see Yasmin didn't join either. She had her doubts.
If I was a wicketkeeper, I would be screaming for everything.
Save your voice, save your voice.
Butter Freeman looking to access the leg side and not being successful in these last two balls.
I think the idea is to hit it with the angle and try and access the leg side boundary. Botswana realizing the game slipping away. Required rate is getting steeper. That's close. That's close. Oh, well, there was another opportunity. And now they're running for the overthrow. First run was a struggle. Second was a gift. But it was worth it given the situation, says Yasmin.
That was a very tight call from the umpire, calling 2 leg byes there. That initial appeal looked plumb. But maybe let our viewers be the judge. Hit her on the back leg, in front of middle stump. A braver man would have not called that one out.
For now, if you were the bowler here, you knew that probably you could have got that in your favor. How do you ready yourself for the next one? How do you quickly forget? Is there a tip for the youngsters watching?
Try bowl the same ball in the same spot. Because it wasn't a bad ball. It was a very good ball. It was supposed to essentially be a dot or overthrows, but that's what I'd want, and I think the captain would also be happy with the line that Shihep was bowling right now.
Oops, that sort of slipped. No ball signaled. I'll tell you what, if Botho was in your side for a player spot, then probably you wouldn't mind that at all.
I wouldn't mind that shot as much, but some good inner fielding from Namibia there.
What otherwise could have been a moment of celebration because the bails going off will not be this time. All forms of getting a batter out were suspended except for a run out. End of the over. Okay, Namibia controlling the game at the moment. Swing and a miss. It's been a ubiquitous sight today. Ball outside off. Go for the 4th and 5th stump. The batter misses. Keeper collects. Ready for the next one. Dot ball entered in the books.
The pace undoing. Amantle Mokhotle there. I beg your pardon, it's Botswana Pedi, the batter on strike, who misses the second one.
For 71 of 16, they've got to have a hitter out there. Botswana. 2 of 10 is definitely not helping the cause. There is another run, but not from the middle of the bat. The ball's yet to experience the middle of the bat, as far as Botswana is concerned.
Yes, true. And to answer your first question, yes, they do need hitters out there, but I do think that they'll gain valuable experience in facing those balls and trying to take it deep. I think the game's already gone at this point.
Namibia is so professional when it comes to when it comes to restricting an opponent. We've seen that 2 times in 2 days now. Very good delivery.
That's a beautiful ball. Look, so I think Botswana, I think the two in the middle would need to decide what their targets are for the 20 overs and play some sort of a mini game amongst themselves or a challenge amongst themselves to A, preserve their wickets, and B, try and get as many boundaries to get to the target that they've set in their minds. I think that's the best way to help their development.
That'll be an interesting approach indeed. And we'll keep the chat alive. End of the over. Got her this time. Completely misread it. She probably anticipated it to be a slower delivery, still got tangled on how slow it was going to be.
It's very good ball there from Shehepo. Helped a little bit by the boot. And Botsogo Mbedi's stand ends there for 3 off 11.
I tell you what, Botswana would hope that this fall of a wicket has given way to a hitter to come to the middle. Otherwise, this game's going only in one direction.
Yes. So the next
With
batter
every dot ball
is Bontle Madimabe.
Very good delivery, and she presented a dead bat. Situation suggests otherwise. I think someone's going to whisper in her ear, there is a world beyond the 30-yard circle, and that's what you need to access more.
Yeah, needs a little bit of bravery, but allow her the ball to get her eye in.
Again, so very good when it comes to accuracy.
Good bowling. Madimabe doing a good job getting the set batter on strike.
Very good delivery. Almost got herself another wicket. Four, I hear some shining at your end. Is that the points that you're collecting at Players Odd?
It probably is.
Probably is. Player Spot. Head there. Player Spot is where you have to be. Make a match-winning team.
Free hit. Oh. That's unfortunate. Free hit, resulting in the stumps being broken. They did rotate the strike, so they got the single.
No,
Madimabe with
there wasn't an
four
intention
defenses.
to even hit it in a lofty manner. Both Ho and Bontle. Both of them quite happy presenting a bat. I think they're playing for the net run rate now.
I don't think so.
$89 for 6. With 4 wickets in hand, are Botswana looking at 4 balls to survive or 4 wickets to save and try and save the net run rate here? It seems very unlikely, but the way they presented the bat seems so.
Not necessarily to survive. A lot of, if you look at the stats for the number 3, Madimabe, she's only scored 14 runs in her 17 matches, an average of 2. So to a certain extent, what they're looking for is to spend time at the wicket. But I agree with you that maybe this is the time to try and look for boundaries rather than necessarily preserving the wickets.
67 of 6, and that good fielding would ensure that the equation doesn't change at all in terms of the runs required.
Good single taken.
It's a very minimal change even if it does. Yeah, single taken. Very good fielding indeed. Straight to the fielder. Green on that occasion.
That's a very good ball.
Irene has been exceptional today. Very miserly. Watch out for the jersey number 23 next time as well when she was in. In this game, it's been superb, her performance. Once again, a dot ball.
It's very good bowling, keeping it tight, not giving the batters any room to swing across the line and access that leg side. Very good bowling from Irene van Zyl.
Got it this time. You miss, and I'll hit. Pontle's
very good wicket
misery
there
of Australia has come to an end.
Very good ball, proper ball from Irene van Zyl. She kept on honing in onto that off stump, and finally a quicker one to break the defenses of Madimabe, who was trying to hit out, as you were requesting, Suhash, but it just didn't work out.
Not just me, everybody who's picked it in the side were also requesting the same. Because the world's at players' spot. 5 million players. Thorough bowling performance this. That shall do the trick.
And that's
yes,
the
it
end
does.
of it all.
What's said as a fiery innings with an appointment with the boundary rope. More often than not, it's ended in a quiet manner. Courtesy, Namibia.
It has.
Exceptional with the ball in hand throughout. And 4, they're setting a bar for others to reach in this tournament. Now this is the standard,
Yes,
is what they're screaming.
Yes, they're looking like the form team here at this tournament. Really good, disciplined batting and bowling performance. They put up a tournament high 160, 156. And the one thing for me with Botswana, it'll be disappointing to lose, but I would have thought that the first target for them would have been getting to 100, and they only got to 90. So, but improvement from Botswana, who to put up a much better performance and a performance that get them their first victory in the tournament.
Absolutely right for Namibia now. Also ensuring that they iron out the chinks from the previous game. So it's also a matter of self-improvement. This has been the Botswanian effort. Florence Samain 13 of 16. Laura hung around the F24. So did Shamila. But after that, nothing much to talk about. Jacqueline, 6 of 18. And Otsogo and Amatle, them 3 apiece. They never looked in the once the middle order was back in the pavilion. Shirepa would be a happy customer today. 3 overs, 1 wicket for 13. The economy does her great deal of work for her confidence. And Green was exceptional on the field with the ball in hand and when others were bowling as well. Couple of wickets for her. Irene picks up 1 with a very miserly economy. And Victoria picks up 2 and Rihanna 1. Economy slightly on the higher side, but she'll line it out when she probably the next game. Over to you, Fo. What do you think of the fall of wickets, the partnership?
I think Botswana really struggled to get partnerships going after the top 3 got out. But what the most important thing here from a Namibian perspective is the amount of dot balls that they've managed to bowl. Botswana will want to reduce that number in the next game, but really good bowling effort from Namibia. Strong effort on both sides of the game, batting and bowling. Just really proper performance.
Absolutely. Namibian women, 155 for 1. And Sune Whitman leading the charge with Yasmin Khan, 31 of 29. Played the second fiddle for a while, but then once again in her own wonderful fashion of being a pinch hitter. Van der ensuring that a collapse is not on the cards. As far as Namibian bowling is concerned, they were there once again with the highest standard, ensuring Botswana find trouble more often than not, even after a very good start. Tomorrow, we'll meet you when Namibia take on Kenya. Another wonderful contest to look forward to, and look at the way that the tournament is situated right now, and the table is Namibia versus Kenya. Something very much to look forward to for.
Yes, it is. It's a top of the table clash between these two heavyweights in this tournament. And essentially the winner of this will be fighting to get for the top spot in this tournament. So it's going to be an important one to watch and an intriguing one as well. You could see a very high scoring game here too tomorrow morning.
A high scoring game is what Fo has predicted. And the second one would be Rwanda taking on Nigeria. Will they be aggressive or will they humble the opponents? Rwanda. Whitman's 93 was something else today. Exceptional batting. The way she timed her innings is something she'll be very proud of, and there's a lesson to be learned for all the youngsters. In the end, Namibia winning the contest by 65 runs. And it's been great to be alongside you four in the commentary box. Over to you.
Yes, thank you very much. That 93 Sine Whitman will be dreaming about and thinking about for a very long time. It was a classy innings from her, and she rockets all the way to the top of the run scoring charts. We can see that Shapswewu makes it into the top 10 with her 29. She had initially scored 1 in the first 2 games, but has done well to get herself into the top 10 run scoring charts. Florence Samanyika getting in there at number 9, and Yasmin Khan batting well today with a 31 not out, getting herself into the top 8 at number 8. And then from a bowling perspective, Victoria Hamuniela's wickets today, her 2 wickets today have pushed her further up the top of the bowler standings with 8 wickets. Kayleen Ann Green getting in the action as well with 4 wickets at number 3, with Sylvia Shihepo, who bowled incredibly well. She needs to look at those no balls, but is up there at number 4 in the bowling chart of this Kwibuka T20 Women's International Cricket Tournament.
Okay, the fielding leaderboard for you. Green, with all that effort, finds her atop the list. In some great company there, Quinta Rabel, once again a brilliant fielder herself. And Degard, as we saw yesterday too, with those dives. Didi Foster at number 4, Haniet at number 5. But what this list shows is how important this department of the game is as well, with assists and the runs saved.
Yes, it is very important. You need to back up your bowlers here in this in the field. That's why this game is a team sport.
Absolutely. You just didn't see the fielding leaderboard there. You indirectly saw the bowlers' best friends. Boundary tracker suggests that Whitman's at top with 10 boundaries. We've got Van der Merwe catching up. Quinton Abel needs an appointment with the boundary road twice to get there in tomorrow's game. Veronica Abuga. And then Degard herself at number 5. As far as...
And you see some of the Botswana batters coming in towards the back end of this list. Shamila Masweu, Laura Mupagedi with 4, Masweu with 5. You've got Etim Blessing, who played earlier today, and Salome Sande, who batted really well earlier today with 3. And from a sixes perspective, Sune Whitman leading the charts with 3 sixes, and Veronica Abuga 1. That's going to be an intriguing battle tomorrow. Watch the big powerhouse batters of Namibia and Kenya take on each other in what is a battle for the number 1 spot.
All right, battle race then. It was a great game. Bringing this to you was equally fun. Thank you for joining me on commentary. I'm Suhas Vedam, and it was wonderful to bring this game to you once again, as always. 155 for 5 is what Namibia got and then defended it successfully, while Botswana found themselves 65 afar from their home. We'll join you tomorrow when Kenya will take on Nigeria.
And we've got the post-match presentation after this. Thank you very much. My name is Mpumtlani. See you the next time. We'll see you tomorrow for that first game.
I request you to give a round of applause to the umpires of this match, Mr. Vicky Prajapati, Mr. Eric Hira Dusambe Mungu, and the third umpire, Mr. Olivier Intagishaka. quickly to get this started. Good game. Both teams showing a lot of competitiveness. Coach Botswana, please step up. My namesake, Innocent.
Coach, are you angry? Are you happy with the team's return today?
I think they are improving after the game, and you can see from the techniques they tried their best when they reach the target. It was really difficult, and I think it's going to improve in the following match.
Where do you pick it up from here? Where do you think are the real concern areas that Team Botswana must look to improve on going forward?
I think we just have to improve on our bowling. Batting is not that great, just be aggressive a bit so that we can distract our people.
Mathematically, you still have a very big chance of making it to the semi-finals. In the next couple of 3 games, or do you think positive results can come your way, and why?
We are aware of that. I think if we manage to beat Nigeria and then they don't win any match, then we'll be in the semi-final. And then when we get into the final, I think that's when we're going to come. I see ourselves going back as a winner.
Thank you very much. Well said, Innocent. Good encouraging words from the Botswana coach. Gives a lot of joy to the ladies from Botswana. Well, Francois, please step up. Yes, Coach Francois van der Merwe. Yesterday you talked about ruthlessness and being a little more clinical and avoiding the mistakes. Do you feel Namibia have clenched their fist hard enough, or you want them to continue punching?
Well, I think T20 cricket is all about momentum, so that's important to create momentum. And in the batting department, we've struggled so far in the tournament, and today it was nice to see Sune to set ourselves on a good path, and that set the tone for the whole game. So from now on, I mean, the batting, that's where you need to fire. That's going to put a lot of teams under pressure, and then you have to come to the party in the bowling department as well as with the fielding. And again today, I think we could have done a little bit better there. So our standards is, you know, we need to increase every single game as we play, and that's something we can go and address again tonight. So, but I think we did the hard work up front with the bat, and they put Botswana under a lot of pressure, and that was difficult to come back from there.
Well, you say your team has been a beauty to watch with the bat today. There is a team that has also been a beauty, and you play that team next. How prepared are you for Kenya?
Yeah, we are aware of that, and we are aware of the good cricket that Kenya is playing at the moment. So we want to set our standards high, and that's what we're preparing for. So we know we're definitely not taking Kenya lightly, and I know they probably got their eyes set on us as well. So tomorrow is just to come back and to put all components together. At the moment, we're struggling to do that in the match. So we're getting one or two things right, and then we're struggling in one component. So for us, it's just to go back and just put all 3 together.
Well said, Coach. I'll save the questions for the future days of the tournament. Thank you, Francois de Merwe. To give out the Man of the Match award is a man who is the reason why we play him on this ground. It's because of his world batting record in the nets. He batted for 2.5 days in a net session. He has the Guinness record of batting in the net session to make sure that money is raised to construct this Gahanga International Stadium. He's also former captain of the Rwanda national team, the men's team. And also is the general manager of the Gahanga International Stadium. There's none other than the legend himself, Eric Musingizimana. Eric, can you still bat 51 overs? Can you still bat for 51 hours? All right, give him the trophy, please. I'm just kidding you. The player of the match, 3 nominees, as judged by the umpires panel of this tournament. The third contestant for the award was Shamila Moseu. She looked very good as $1 million while out there in the middle. She got 29 of 22 balls. There was Yasmin Khan with 31 runs of 29 balls. But there's a lady who peppered the over with a total of 9 boundaries, 6 of them going for 4 and 3 mighty sixes, towering sixes right there. 93 runs from just 60 balls. Son Whitman playing in a role we have not seen her play in this tournament. Right, smile, Whitman. And stay back for some remarks. Thank you, Eric, the legend. Well, Whitman, take us through your innings. Were you a bit lucky? Did you feel Botswana let you off early on?
I think I had a few chances, a few lives, but that's the point where you have to put your foot on the pedal and make the best of the time you get in the middle. And I think personally I've been struggling with batting, so I'm really fortunate and thankful for getting the chance up front, and I feel positive and proud to have taken that opportunity with both hands. So yeah, I'm looking forward for the tournament coming that's going forward and for our next games.
Don't you feel that the fact that you were let off early on in your innings, don't you feel some pinch of regret that you didn't get the 3 figures to 100? At least you should have got the 100. Don't you feel any regrets there?
No regrets. We always speak between us. If you feel you've given your 110%, your results is good enough for that day, and I feel I've given more than 100% today. So not getting the 3 figures is not giving me any regret about today. It was fun.
The last question, now that we've seen you play in a rather new role as an opener, are you going to be sweet talking the captain again to keep you up the order so that we can get to see these big scores? Because 2020 is all about runs, like the coach said.
No sweet talking, let the bat do the business.
Well said. Thank you very much, Whitman. Congratulations on your knock. Congratulations, Team Namibia. You win by 65 and stay unbeaten. There is a big one coming tomorrow. We'll play to Botswana as well. I've been your host, Innocent Daula. Thank you.